We good? Okay.
Appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Chandra Morita Benito. I'm the chair of the Accountability Committee. It is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025 at 6:06 p.m. And this is a meeting of the Accountability Committee. I will take a roll call. Commissioner Kincaid.
Present.
And Commissioner Mason.
Here.
And Co-Chair Zayed.
Here.
And Co-Chair Adams.
Present.
And then Commissioner Nelson and Commissioner Chura are both absent. Today we have a pretty short agenda, and then we will be spending some work time getting working on a database collectively of the 2024 and 2025 discipline decisions. So are there anything else folks wanted to add to the agenda? No?
I don't know if this is something I need to add to the agenda.
Is your mic on?
No. I don't know if this is something. Huh? Oh, you know where I was going.
Yeah.
Was the discussion around adjusting the day.
Yeah.
Of our meeting.
Yeah.
So I don't know where to put that.
Yeah. Yeah, we might wanna, I think the three of us could figure out when works for us, and then we can reach out to Commissioner Nelson and Commissioner Chura, and then we can circle back if it doesn't work for them. Okay, yeah. Why don't we start with that?
Okay.
So, we've gotten a request to change our meeting date and time. From initial conversations, it seems like a Monday is gonna be better. Is there a Monday that might work for you, Commissioner Mason? I think that the outreach committee meets the first Monday, so the first Monday is out. But are you aware, Jocelyn, of any other Monday meetings for the commission?
I may be trained. I don't know if that's a Monday or Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there a Monday that would work for you guys?
As long as I know about it again.
Our meeting is our full commission meeting is the last Wednesday.
Fourth.
The
Is it the fourth?
Wednesday.
Each month,
Yeah,
the
but
fourth
that's the day
Wednesday?
before Thanksgiving.
Fourth Wednesday, yeah. It
Okay.
usually is the last one, but it's not always the last, right?
Okay.
During the holiday season, it changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Which Monday are you looking for?
I mean, any
Any
Monday
Monday.
will work for me except for the first one because that's typically the outreach meeting,
Yeah.
which that has changed the last couple months too.
I think it would be good for it not to be the fourth one. That way, there's a little bit of time between our
our
meeting
meeting and
and that
so
meeting.
maybe
But
the third one.
we could do the second or the third. Do you guys have a preference between those two?
Somebody, I thought we.
What we got?
The outreach is currently just on the calendar for the first Monday. That's it.
one, yeah.
Oh, so no other Mondays are taken.
Yeah,
Oh, so yeah,
August
let's do the
and
second one then.
Second one.
Second Monday.
That good with you, Commissioner Mason?
Which will make it like Monday the 8th of December.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. So I'll text Commissioner Chura and Commissioner Nelson. to see
Wait,
if
what
that-
about budget and grants?
Oh, we're
I feel
not.
like those are Mondays, but I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I didn't see any on the
I was-
calendar.
I don't see anything on the calendar. I can text you.
Can you text me about yeah?
I mean, I don't think we have anything to talk about in budget and grants right now anyway, but.
Well, everything's on hold. It's like the end of the month, November, December, because come January, hopefully we have an ED, and that means everything's gonna switch up anyway, because
Maybe probably not.
things change.
That's true.
That's
You never know.
Gotta give them an opportunity to weigh in on some stuff, so.
Sure. Okay. I'll check in with them and then loop back to everybody via email. Thank you. Okay, the second thing on the agenda that I wanted us to talk about is, so obviously right now we don't have an executive director, which makes it hard to move forward with the accountability cases. As the executive director is who needs to do the case review package and then present it at hearing. I would like, to get y'all, I talked to Tara, Commissioner Coleman from the Road Committee, and we thought that, I was concerned about just pausing everything, because once the new ED comes on, there's gonna be a lot that they are having to get, kind of settled with, and a lot of work to do to get onboarded. And I worry that it will cause too much of a backup if we just completely stop everything. So what I would like to do is, we should have some staffing money available and some consultant money available. I'd like to talk to the co-chairs and our budget committee about trying to get some funds to bring in an independent contractor attorney to basically handle some of the case review packages, create them so that the accountability committee can review them, make decisions on whether we want there to be evidentiary hearing. But we then just kind of put a pause in the rule about the timeline, and then resume it once the executive director is in and ready to go. So we would have, so that we are keeping up with the backlog of cases. So I wanted to see what y'all perspective is on that.
Forgive me.
Huh?
I said forgive me because I was reading.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
I was
that's okay.
reading while you were talking. And that is rude. I heard a good half of that. Repeat the last part for me.
Yes,
please.
that's just fine.
I understand we're looking for, in our budget, for funds to hire a consultant and or an attorney, or
An attorney
to consult.
to basically do the case review packages for us.
In the meantime,
In the
while we
meantime,
don't have an executive director.
Yeah,
So I did hear more of that than I thought. All right.
I don't know, you heard most of it. You
Yeah.
got it.
So that-
We need to vote.
I don't think so.
Is this something we're just discussing?
It'll have to be voted on by the full commission,
Right.
but it just is kind of, before I start pushing to explore that, I wanted to,
I would say yes. That way it takes, at least it allows us to
They
continue
can't
to
do
do
it for the other motion. They're saying they do it like that.
Coach Adams thinks that we might not even be able to make it happen, so.
Yeah, I was.
I don't think it would happen in a timely enough fashion for it to matter, because I think
We'll
like,
have it, I think we'll have the executive director. before we would have it.
I was thinking the same thing. By then, hopefully by the time we could go through the process to actually
Yeah.
search for that consultant, that attorney to consult, because I don't think that would be an overnight process. That wouldn't necessarily be easy. That's like putting on another RFQ for real. Like,
Yeah.
That person would be in by January.
We won't have to put our RFQ for that, we could just pick somebody.
I think it'll
we
depend.
could just blanketly choose someone.
We could just, we, like, when it comes to like, stuff like that, I think we wouldn't necessarily have to do an RFQ, I think.
Yeah,
we
like, could
had,
we
like,
just
you
do
know how
Alex?
like, when we did the conflict with and they brought the Flannery Georgialis to us and we voted on it. Like, if we found somebody that we like, we could just put them up.
Because my thought would be just have Alex do it. He's done these case packages before.
Yeah, who do it?
Alex,
Alex who?
the former interim executive director.
Can y'all turn that off for me?
So what else?
I don't think it is, I don't think we have a reason to go into executive session. But you can just say you're not interested.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I like you, but I don't like nobody the way they walked about it. You could have gave us some time to get things together.
Okay.
But you don't say it in a day and you leave. No, that's unprofessional.
Okay.
No.
Okay, well, sounds like, why don't we table this and hopefully we get a new executive director. Hello. We get a new executive director in Quick Green and we can just keep it pushing. Okay.
I mean, I think if I may, I think my idea around that is that at the very least, like what we're going to do today puts us in a prepared position to hand over things to whomever the executive director will be once they're settled in versus,
Yeah.
at least we'll have time to get our end prepared, then we can hand these things over to the ED to start, processing the caseload.
They will have a log of cases, and once we have this database done, we'll be able to identify, and we can, as a committee, kind of determine what our list of priorities is. Yeah, so, okay, so the second thing that happened that I wanted,
Question before you leave, but don't we still have to have one? So we need legal, since we don't have one?
say that again?
Don't we have to have an attorney since we don't have an attorney?
Oh, so you're saying we still need to look for one anyway?
Yes.
No, because we really, for the first 2 years, we didn't have an attorney. And so basically what it is when we have an issue that we feel we need an attorney for, then we have a process that we go through where the full commission votes to bring on legal counsel. So we would have to identify some issues. But I think that in general, I do think the commission needs an attorney, but that's kind of a bigger fish to fry.
Be outside of just our committee.
And in the meantime, we do have, a representative in the law department that
That's right.
helps us with small
Legal
tasks, yes, that they can, but if there's a conflict and it's something that person cannot assist us with, then we as a commission can, obtain counsel outside of the city.
Just since we're talking about it, just generally, do we have an idea of, or this might be a silly question, because I guess we don't have a firm or an attorney on retainer right now, but do we have an idea of who we would tap, or what firm we would talk to, or
We have the attorney that we've identified for the enumerance request, right?
That's true, but also I feel like we have to take it on a case by case basis and pick the firm or attorney that suits whatever issue that we are having.
May I weigh in on that? Every commission in the city has an attorney that services them. So while we are, and I'm not, I anticipate there may be a conflict at some point, but for purposes of assisting the commission, we should probably reach out to the law department and have them identify somebody who can sit in our meetings when we have issues. For example, we had a big issue at the, when we were dealing with the selecting a ED regarding what is and what is not sunshine law required.
We do have an attorney at the law
I'm not
department.
finishing. So why don't we reach over to the law department, ask them to send somebody, so whatever we can make that and we're gonna be dealing with some particular legal issue, so we can have that person sitting, especially for our general meetings. We should never have a general meeting without an attorney. I say that from the perspective that every commission in the city, every board in the city has an attorney that's present at their meetings.
Yes, we have one.
So we need to have that person come over.
They have been at the last meeting,
is that the young
last 3 or
man
4
that
meetings.
Alex had introduced us to? He
What does that
typically
mean?
wears the gray suit.
The attorney from the law department.
Lewis.
Okay.
Lewis.
He is the attorney from the law department, and he comes to our meetings.
Now, do we have 24-hour access to him, for example, if we, our last meeting, we didn't have an attorney present, or if we did, we didn't consult with that person. So whenever we have, we need to make sure they're available, even if they're not here, so we can reach out to them if we have an issue like we had with the open meetings concerning attorney and Commissioner Terrico.
Do you know what our agreement is with them over Lewis? Cause I get that, I know that when there's a legal question, you can send it over to him, but I don't know, do you know, what the framework is of what our agreement is with them for his time?
To my understanding, is John, correct me if I'm wrong, there's nothing kind of laid out like how it was with Martin, where it's a certain percentage.
Right.
I'm not for sure of that. We've just been using him as needed. It really wasn't a huge issue when Alex was here, but we can figure that out.
Yeah, I think that Judge Nelson is right that we need to know what
What the
we have
parameters
available.
are around the use.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
I think it's to the chair. I think it's simple. It's just he's our attorney. He will represent us unless there's a conflict. So it's like, whatever we need. So it's like we treat them like our normal attorney, and then unless there's a conflict between, like, I know even with Alex and then with Martin, there sometimes could be like things that they're working on with the law department, and those things could sometimes conflict with things that we have going on the commission. Unless that's the scenario, I think they just serve as our attorney.
So, the next thing that I kind of wanted to bring to the committee's attention, and Judge Shelton, do you have a copy of this document?
Just say whatever.
Really great.
You mean the
There's
settlement?
5. Yeah,
There's one more here. I don't know.
yeah, here you
Just
can
pass it down.
Okay, so, so as you may know, a little bit of background on kind of a situation with Commander Matthew Judd is when the commission was and is still working on the commander appointments, there was a request made to the law department and the police to get all of the commander candidates disciplinary records. There was a lot of back and forth about, well, some of those records are in HR, some are in these other places. There was a lot of evasion of sometimes not wanting to provide the records. The records were eventually provided to us, but then we found out that there was a list of complaints that was being housed in HR. Everyone in the HR files were all aware of this. We became aware of that. The city had not investigated those. And so through that process, it became clear that there were these complaints about Commander Matthew Judd and then 3 other officers as well. That was part of that spreadsheet. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, just for clarity, this is in regard to the list of complaints that we issued to the public earlier in the year. This
Correct.
is the same list?
Yeah.
Okay.
So those complaints were held in HR, then became aware of that. Then HR conducted an investigation.
Mhm.
We also have that information, and it can be shared with all of you, but something happened a couple weeks ago. What day was it that you guys received this?
It was Friday.
Friday. 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
A week and a half ago. So
I think.
the co-chair.
It was last Friday.
Hmm?
It was last Friday, right?
Was it?
Yeah, we were in their phone,
Oh, it was last Friday. Okay.
right?
Checking.
Just for accuracy of the date.
It was.
So basically, the co-chairs,
24th.
as part of the trying to get the records for the commander committee, had been following up with the public safety director about what was happening with this case.
Mhm.
They were told, I guess I should let you guys talk, but they were told that there was a predisciplinary hearing in July, and discipline hadn't been issued yet,
Mhm.
as they followed up on it.
She's right. Mine is right. It was Friday, 24th.
Okay, so yeah. So last Friday,
Last Friday was the 31st.
okay, 2 Fridays ago. 2 Fridays ago, the public safety director sent the co-chairs a settlement agreement between Commander Matthew Judd, the FOP, and the law department, basically settling instead of issuing discipline. And so I printed that out for you. And this is very outside of normal procedures. The corrective action policy lays out a very specific procedure for how discipline is issued. And then the union contract, which was not followed. And then the union contract lays out a very specific grievance process for when they disagree with a discipline decision. So this is very out of the ordinary, and so we want kind of everybody on this committee to be aware of it. And I think that how we are looking at this is confusion and some concern that this could potentially be a process that they're using to try to avoid us having review power over discipline, or making it harder if there were to be litigation, because the city has now already, we are a branch of the city has already settled the case. So this has been brought to the IG, the Public Safety Inspector General, to look into this process for why this happened, what, if there's any basis for this in City of Cleveland policies and procedures, and to try to find some more information. So this is a case that we don't really need to request the case file for, because we have all of the information from the HR investigation, but this is definitely one of the cases with Maplejet and then the 3 other officers that I would like us to have a case review done on. And I think that we probably just treat this as any other discipline decision and then see how it shakes out. But I just kind of wanted to make you guys aware. I hope that this doesn't become a normal process, but it is very out of the ordinary and a little concerning.
To the chair, we have no real insight on how they got to this versus the typical process, which I know Commissioner Coleman was also stating that she wanted to see what the prescribed process is in black and white. Like, obviously we know that the process exists somewhere for what discipline is, like the track discipline is supposed to follow, and finding out where that is in black and white. But outside of that, we have no idea how we got from pre-disciplinary hearing to settlement and circumvention of the rest of the process.
And I talked to Commissioner Coleman, it's in the corrective action policy.
Oh,
There's
so
a
she didn't
procedure.
locate it in black and white.
Yeah, John gave it to her.
Oh, okay.
And so that was also sent to the IG, but yes, it is very confusing. And I have not seen this happen before. But I think that when we talk about the commission is independent, but we are also a member of the city. And this settlement is with the city. And so my concern is that this is a tool that could make it harder for and we don't have we haven't done a case review package yet, so we might get a case review and decide the discipline that was given falls within
Right.
the expectation, and
Sufficient,
therefore we are not, so we don't know that. But if it were to move to a disciplinary hearing, if it were to then the commission were to vote to impose discipline, would this be a
Hindrance.
maneuver that would impede our ability to have that?
I mean, I think the way I look at this is I'm looking at it like a disposition letter. The policy lays out what their process should be. So one of the things that is missing in this process is there's nothing that the charge letter identify and the disposition letter identifies the violations, the specifications. But we have nothing, not even in this document, that explains to us what the decision was on each one of those specifications. So, that is clearly laid out in the disciplinary policy that they have to uphold themselves to. So, I think we should maybe look at this like a disposition letter.
Yeah, I agree. And
Because that's the next step of the process.
Yeah.
And they did impose discipline.
Judge Nelson?
Has anybody from the commission reached out to, well, let me be more specific. Have the co-chairs reached out to either Drummond, Todd, Griffin, to get the background on this and how they arrived at this conclusion, notwithstanding the fact that it may be a violation of some basic policies, but as a starting point, maybe we should reach out to Director Griffin or to Tiffany, and we can do it via letter. It's come to our attention that there's a settlement in a matter involving Amanda Timothy Judd. Please provide the commission with the rationale or the process that you utilized to arrive at the decision to enter into the settlement agreement.
So, to the commission, through the chair. So we did reach out to Dr. Anderson, reached out to Chief Todd, reached out to Drummond, Director Drummond. I think I'm missing someone else, but and we reached out to the Inspector General. So I did reach out to those parties. I was able to get correspondence back from Chief Todd and Director Drummond. He and I spoke on Friday, and I let him know that, that what we are going to do is basically, because we have the Inspector General, we're just going to reach out to the Inspector General and have her do a look into the process, because that's sort of what her job is. And so they're all aware that the next thing that we will do is just ask the Inspector General to kind of look into it, just to make it, fair and have like an objective eye on it. But that was what we requested.
Did, to the chair and to the Commissioner, did they respond to you when you reached out to them? But how did they respond?
They were, Director Drummond was appreciative that he was getting direct communication. And what he was told was that this seems to deviate from the normal process that you use. And so we can make sure that things are being done properly, we're going to ask the Inspector General to look into it. So he was okay with that.
What did he say?
What do you mean, what did he say? He said, thank you for calling. We appreciate the communications, and that he thinks that, that they will continue to reach out to us when they need to, and that he appreciated that they were told before anything had gone out.
So the reasoning that they lay out is that there were concerns raised by the union, and that they were trying to avoid the time and expense of arbitration and litigation. So that's the rationale they're getting.
You guys need to tell us exactly what, so this will be part of the report in terms of how you responded to them and how they responded to you. So, just tell us that, give us that narrative as part of the report on this issue.
So that's what the document says, is what I'm articulating.
Well, I see what it says here. But
Right. Go ahead.
I don't see the result of I see this document, but I don't see the explanation of how they arrived at this, how they decided to pursue this course of action.
Yeah, to the commissioner, through the chair, that's exactly why we're asking for the IG to look into the process, because if you look at the disciplinary policy, it states, like it lays out the steps. And so the next step would have to be the decision on those specifications that we saw in the charge letter. So we're getting the discipline that they did here, but we're missing exactly what you're saying we need. Like, that is the next step after the charge letter. So we don't have any answers on that, because we didn't get provided any answers to we don't even know where the 5 days came from. If it came from the specification 1, specification 2, or specification 3, we don't even know.
To the chair. So that actually answers one of my questions. But I think my other question, kind of the feedback off of Judge Nelson's question, was, I think I was just a little bit confused. We got correspondence back from Safety Director Drummond, and I think my next thing was like, well, was he not a part of this process, that he couldn't provide the rationale directly? But I guess if it's just what's laid out here, to your point, to avoid arbitration, litigation, that's the only reason that we ended up here. Okay, I guess awaiting finding out what the exact response was to each of the specifications is, we don't know what that is. We don't, because we kind of essentially skipped all that and said, okay, well, we'll just go with 5 days, and that'll blanketly cover the entire situation, which we need more detailed explanation, and that is our bigger problem with this, if that's what I'm understanding correctly. And then my second question was about this, number 7 on page 1. No pending action. In consideration for the settlement set forth above, the union and Mafo-Ja agreed that they will not file a grievance related to the issuance of this discipline and or otherwise related to and or concerning the matter. The union and Mafo-Ja further agreed that they will not bring any claim or cause of action against the city related to and or concerning the matter, including any claims or cause of action related to concerning the specifications presented during the pre-disciplinary hearing. So when I read that, I consider that, to your point, if we were to look at this again and we do determine on a very specific basis to say, well, this is a level 3, this is just, you know, this is a level 3, which should result in this amount of days. This is a level 2, which should result in this amount of days. And this is, we couldn't, based on that agreement, we would not be able to go back and, because then that would reopen the process and that would go against what was,
So I think
he
that,
agreed not to fight it. We agreed not to move it up or down.
so I think that's exactly the concern. Now, I think that doesn't necessarily stop us from doing it, right?
Yeah.
But then if there were to be a lawsuit, then it
We've
might make it.
undone the agreement.
I think, okay, I think that the charter is clear that we are the final authority. And there cannot be discipline done in this manner without the CPC being involved in some part of the process. And the portion that you just read, it says that they will not file a grievance. And my understanding of how arbitration works, you would have to have some type of discipline administered. And then the person who the discipline went to would have to grieve that and challenge that.
Right.
And then the person who gave the discipline would have to say, no, I'm doubling down on my discipline. And then you go to arbitration. So for them to say in this settlement that, because I don't even think it mentions that they're in arbitration, right? So I think that for them to even say that I'm not going to agree to file a grievance means that a grievance probably was not filed.
Right.
So I don't think that this meets the
And
process and the requirements for actually this being
We
arbitration.
literally
he
just
said-
settled and agreed. I'll take the 5 days. If y'all don't impose anything else, we won't fight about it.
Exactly. Yeah, because the sentence is that this suspension and the parties' other commitments herein will fully, finally, and forever resolve the matter.
It can't be. That's not.
And so that they don't have the final authority over discipline. The commission does. So they, without consulting us, cannot impose a final decision that is this essentially, if this says that the CPC may not have any say, that would seem to go against the charter. And so that is the concern.
To the chair, is there, and this is just hypothetical, right? But I'm kind of thinking through it and processing it in real time, obviously. Is there a world in which if an agreement like this was going to be reached, where what would satisfy our quote unquote final authority would be our collective agreement that the settlement is okay with us too? That okay, in review of this, we can be comfortable with settling a matter. Would that have absolved this from being an issue?
The charter does not lay out how the commission has final authority. Our rules lay out how we have final authority, right? So our rules say that the way that we impose discipline is going through the evidentiary hearing process after a discipline decision has been made. So, but I don't think that so it would not really comport with our rules. I don't see how that would be a violation of the charter, but so there's nothing that I think would stop someone from coming to us to say, hey, this is happening. We understand you have final authority. We would like to work with you on this. Would we agree to it? Maybe not, but there's nothing that would, I think, stop us from being able to decide whether we wanted to engage in that way.
To the chair, I have one final question. Was this all confidential until the settlement was reached?
Yeah. What I will say before someone gets too much into it, but there was several correspondences sent about this, and
When I say confidential, I mean to the public. Like, was this something that was not voiced in any way to the public until settlement was reached?
Nor us.
Oh, nor us.
We didn't know either. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I even asked about this after the date on the settlement. I was told that they were deciding.
Okay.
So I think we just want to look into the process. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Like about your question, I mean, I guess if that's what the commission decided to do, I guess we could decide to do it. You know, your hypothetical.
Yeah.
But it's you know, there might be reasons that we don't understand. I mean, I don't think I think to Judge Nelson and Commissioner Kincaid's point, do we want to reach out to the law department and ask them for a timeline of events of how this happened and the rationale?
I mean,
Or
it's
do
up
we
to
want
you.
to
I
leave
mean,
it
it's
to
up
the
to
IG?
you all.
I think I would like to know that. So, you know, I can draft an email request, basically, and send it through the co-chair, saying the accountability committee is requesting a timeline of what happened between the pre-disciplinary hearing and the settlement agreement, how the process was handled and the rationale for doing this instead of going through the regular hearing process, and then I can bring back to the committee what I learned.
I would go from the July 25th, the pre-disciplinary hearing,
Yeah,
to October 24th when we actually receive it.
yeah. Okay.
I think through the chair, I think my question about confidentiality was also to like, it would become, if this was gonna become, or if this is a practice that can be replicated, and something about this was obviously confidential until there was an agreement made, that will also make it difficult for us to have a collective weigh-in on it, because we can't meet about it outside of, like, is that a situation under which we can justify executive session? I don't think it is. Like, so it's like, how would we weigh in on a decision like this if there's a need for confidentiality until there's a decision made? It would really hinder us being able to even be a part of this process, because we can't do things like that confidentially. Does that make sense? Like,
I think
what
that's
I'm
why
saying?
we're asking for the IG investigation, because we don't really know. We've never seen anything just been handed out like this before. I think that's exactly why we're asking for her to look into it.
And
What is it?
she will build the timeline that you guys requested during that whole investigation. It will be laid out. That's why I'm like, I don't know if we're double work or.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think
'Cause I'm not-
I don't think it hurts for us to ask them directly, and then also they're going to need to provide it to her as well. So
I just can't think of a scenario where you have a case that's already been publicly noticed, the hearing. Yeah, I just don't know how it goes so confidential after it's public. So I'm just like I said, we've never seen it before. I want to ask the IG just to clarify the process.
To the chair, as a first step, I would Commissioner Benito sort of taking what I suggested and what Commissioner Meyer suggested is, of course, just ask them, and then they'll send you a response, and you may find the response to be adequate, or you may find it to be totally inadequate, and then if it's not, and if we see there's a problem. There's a problem that exists now. We need to wrap ourselves around it, find out how they arrived at it, and then once they send us that rationale, we can then, the IG, or it may be clear to us that this is the Chief Drummond. This is totally out of contrary to the policies that have been established by 115. But let's give them a chance to explain it.
Yeah, it's not just. I mean, I think the other thing is, and I agree with you, it's out of compliance with their own policy.
Okay, yeah, let them explain
Their
it.
disciplinary policy, like that's where we find,
Have them explain it.
So
I mean, because this also could be a situation where, because, the union is obviously very heavily involved in this too, and it is their job to figure out the best way to protect the officer from their perspective, right? And it may be something a loophole of some kind that they became aware of or, figured out that even,
Yeah.
those in the city system were like, okay, well, I guess, we could do it this way, but it's unprecedented for them too, is my point. That like they may, maybe something that was presented to them that they may not have been. So I think we're all on the same page. That the most important thing for all of us is understanding the rationale.
Yeah.
And even if the rationale makes sense, figuring out if it's legal and follows the policy. Because the rationale could make sense, right? It could be like, oh, well, this is why we did it this way. Get that, but you can't.
Yeah.
So
Totally agree. Judge Nelson, one thing we talked about before you got here was changing our regular meeting date to being the second Monday of each month. Does that date work for you?
It's gonna be good or bad, depending on what's going on, so I'm fine with me.
Okay, great. So I'll just,
Good, doesn't work. But, yeah. First, that,
second.
second, yeah,
So
second.
everyone-
so yeah, I'll check with Commissioner Chura. So that is the end of our business. Is there any other new business that,
There was one more question. I think we're literally about to get into it in terms of the work, but the concern had been raised before on what our rationale is about how we select cases, and making sure that it's extremely consistent. So is that something that we can get into a little bit, just, to express what that rationale is, or are we going to, should we maybe table that conversation until after we kind of go through this work that we're about to do and kind of be a little more organized and can kind of just push out, a collective understanding?
absolutely. So I think the rationale hasn't and won't change. But the methodology for how we find those cases, we are trying to standardize with this database. So the rationale for looking at cases is essentially, is there a concern that the discipline that was given does not comport with the discipline that should be given based on the disciplinary matrix? Now, of course, we won't know for certain whether that's true until we have the full case review, because there may be factors that we're not aware of. They have to look at everything and say, based on all of this information, it does seem like this was or was not in keeping with the policies. But there is but in terms of how cases have been decided, which cases we look at so far, some of those are going to be citizen-led complaints. And the way that those are selected is anybody who makes a complaint to the CPC, we do a case review, period. So that's how the most of the cases that we've looked at so far have all been mostly have been citizen complaints with the exception of Kilbane. Yeah. The way that the other cases that have been selected have been, we just received disciplinary notices via email, and the staff and the co-chairs have been looking at them, and when one seems out of the ordinary, and that's usually because either the discipline doesn't match what's in the matrix or a charge was dismissed without explanation. Those are examples of some of the things that might trigger someone to think this might not be in line with what the disciplinary matrix says. So that is how, and I think that in terms of, has it been super methodical? Not super, because we haven't had the staff capacity or the system built yet to look at it. But what we're trying to get built is a database of every case that then, as every case comes in, it gets entered into the database and flagged if it seems like it is out of compliance with the disciplinary matrix. So it should be a lot more methodical after that. Does that answer the question?
It is.
Okay, great. Okay. So that is the end of business. Now what we will do is everybody should have access to the discipline database, and everyone should have access to the folder that has all the disposition letters. So I think what we want to do is who all is able to stay and help?
Y'all have me for about another 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am. What'd you say? No, ma'am, but I can't. Under SharePoint or this SharePoint, not OneDrive.
Sorry, I mean OneDrive.
OneDrive. Heard. Okay.
The folder called,
You can rename it if you want. That's how Michelle.
Actually, I have a hard time as well.
Yeah, I couldn't do it on OneDrive today.
Okay.
Yeah, you may have to do that thing you did for the report. I had trouble getting on OneDrive.
I'm not there.
Let me see what I'm trying to do.
We'll go right here. Onto the search bar. Click on it. Let's see if it works.
My documents right here.
Yes. Thank you. Come on, try to see if it
That didn't work.
Okay, let me see.
That didn't work either.
Oh, yes.
It's an attachment.
why is it not opening now? Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, this is right here. No, that's not it.
Um, Okay, this is not working.
So it's this folder, right?
Right here. Right.
You're looking for
Is CPD
Oh, this one.
disciplinary database?
Huh?
Go back and look again.
That's the one we're looking for, right?
Okay.
Cause I keep coming, my mind keeps going to the final grants.
You want me to come and look at this? Sure. Somebody look at this.
Let's see, let's see.
What is he trying to do? I'm sorry.
This is.
Just open up
this
one
is
drive.
CPD.
So it should be called 2025.
It's
Right.
We go back and find it.
This is the one.
Yeah, so that's this is the database. And
You
then,
have a tomato area.
Huh?
You have a tomato area.
I know,
That's adorable.
thank you.
Okay, where am I? I think I was
Sorry.
Sorry, I hate using this thing. I use
Yeah.
Yeah, turn.
Do you have access to the OneDrive?
I thought I did.
Where's her email? I just get it go to her email.
I just went to OneDrive and nothing came up.
You have to sign in.
Okay,
So
so
hold on real quick. Go to her email. Do an email.
because I keep having an issue with
Click
it.
on the
It
cloud.
won't allow me.
So,
Oh, the class.
I might need to go to tech support people because it won't allow me to
and
open.
then,
It won't allow me to open certain things. Like it won't
Try to
send
cloud.
it to me as a attachment.
It's the 2025.
I just reset it as a share request, so it should
Oh,
pop up
and
in your
email
email.
to everybody? There you go.
I might have to go.
You know, kind of good stuff.
You what?
Let me see. A little longer. I got another situation. Did it pop up?
Yep.
Okay,
You see it right here?
so I think that John and I
found it once, I can't find it, though.
I think that if we could have, so everyone should have access to that folder. We're gonna start at,
That's how I found it. All right.
He just resent the link to it, so it should be right at the top of your email. And I would flag it so that it stays at the top of your email, or pin it right to the top.
Okay, John. Do you think this is accurate?
I just added the other letters. So the end of the week.
No, I'm talking about this meeting.
Okay,
All right.
Disposition.
so I think that what I would like for us to do is have,
I was realizing we didn't send it.
And then that's all the letters.
I'm sorry.
I was realizing we didn't send it.
Oh, my leg hurts so badly.
so I think have one person with John and one person with me,
I'm listening.
or even two people, and you're just gonna pull up a letter. And we're gonna go through the categories on the database, and you'll read it off to us so that we can get it entered really quickly, and we can try to get. So really the pieces of information that we're gonna need to have you guys read off, it's gonna be the date of the discipline, the officer name, badge number, officer rank, whether it was an internal investigation or OPS, what the initial charge was, the group of the charge, and all of that will be in the letter. So what we can do is we'll have John and I on separate ends of the room. We could even have two people each pulling up a case, and you could be like going through it while the other person reads to us, and then we kind of just go back and forth. So maybe what we should do is have John, if you and your people want to start at the end of 2025, and the other people start at the beginning of 2025. And I'll create two.
Okay, so by alphabet, right? Because they're not.
Oh, by the alphabet. That's
They're not.
right.
In
Okay.
order by.
So yeah, so you start at one group of people start at Z, and work up, and then the other will start at A.
And
And
you
work
also gotta
down.
remember, like, some of these are like, because when I first started, I didn't really know. So like the charge letters are in there. So we're looking at the disposition, the amended letters of suspension letters.
Yeah. And we can help you because we've gone through some of these, and so we can, if you have questions about it. So basically, we got 4 people. Can I get 2 people with me and then 2 people with John?
You want to start me to start from the bottom?
You start from bottom, I'll start from top.
And you put them in order, in alphabetical order, right?
Yeah, the letters are in alphabetical order. And then if you go to the tab on the database,
I don't know if I have a link to
I'll resend you the database. And then basically I'm gonna make an A 2025 and a Z 2025, and then we can just work on getting them together.
I'm not putting it in ascending order. Yeah, there we go. So I put them in ascending order by name,
that. That's what I did.
all the way to the bottom. That's my final one. Oh, who's starting from the bottom?
I am.
And then I'm starting from the top.
Well,
Okay.
mine, I can go from the bottom of my, whoever, that's John.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanna go, me, you, John, from the bottom?
Okay. So you guys come down here with John, and then Sheila and Sharina, you're with me.
Okay.
I have the plugs, and I'll leave it out.
Okay, I won't forget.
Let me call you when I'm done with this meeting.
Who's sitting here? Sure, it's hot in.
The nice thing about these computers, they have a nice long battery life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't charge this for some reason. I don't know for a minute.
It's computer.
So it's 100% charge. I turned it on. Shit. I checked my-
Sean, can you send me the link to that sheet?
And I'm gonna share the.
Yes.
Started from the bottom now, we did. Started from the bottom number code.
I'm sorry, Chandra. You
Just-
have-
Yeah.
Oh,
I just wanna put them just
the
so that we
school
don't
board meeting is
confuse
going
each
on
other.
right now.
Yeah.
And they're,
You want me to move down?
keep beating around the bush, they say, all these officers.
I was trying to get this. Your interest. How many schools in your school? How many schools in your school?
3, architecture design, science and medicine.
Oh, you went down.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
I just shared it with you. Sorry.
But I think they're gonna merge us into one school.
Mhm.
Okay, just shared it with you, and so I made an A.
Oh, this is the one that Ryan started?
I started it. So yeah, so you go there and then on that, and it has all the. So if there's still a cell that you find that has some stuff in it, just leave it.
Disciplinary letter, disposition letter.
I'm sorry.
What
I'm with you, I got you.
see what
That was
We're gonna
more
try
than
to A.
last.
You're gonna go.
So I told you I wanted to know what was happening.
Okay.
I
And
gotta tell him. Go. It's my birthday.
tomorrow. Start.
Nothing.
So,
Life is crazy.
Okay.
I think we're going to mix on Friday between.
Anthony Bobo?
Boulevard? Oh, what's the date of
So
the
we
display?
got, we start with.
Right.
Is it on the letter?
Who's the last one?
Is the very last one. Okay, so just for clarity, we're looking at this and seeing.
We wanna make sure it's the disposition letter, not the charge letter.
How to get all these bars? up
It says predisciplinary
here?
hearing letter.
So we want the final disposition.
Oh, you using a mouse. Just click anywhere on the screen, click on it.
You gotta click on the left-hand side, otherwise it's gonna be like a double click.
Can I go back to the drive?
Oh, you got a mouse. So.
You got a mouse. We gotta use, can let me see.
I gotta start all over.
Uh-uh.
Here, X out of it. And then,
They said I'm in the meeting, let me call you back, okay? Okay.
hey, John.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I'll call you right back. I'll call you back, okay.
What's up?
Oh, here, try it. We also need to sort these. So if you click that,
This way.
sort here.
Back.
Yes.
I'm going to share with you
So
a
the,
summary.
And
the
then
good thing is, it says right next to it, whether it's a charge letter or not,
We looking at.
and we're just
We just
looking
want
at.
disposition, suspension, amendment, reprimand, something like that.
Okay, so what you're asking for.
Okay. So
To
then you
fill
should be
in.
able to do charge letter. And then what is this one?
So the first thing, Nelson, is 18 buildings will not operate as schools, along with 5 leased spaces. 29 fewer CMSD
Yeah,
schools
so
will
that's-
operate next school
That's the
year.
letter.
Well, maybe we can.
39
move
total
them
mergers and
Okay.
moves.
We can move them.
So date of the letter?
Okay, here.
And there are 5
March
spaces
31st, 2025.
March is 3/21. I was just saying that. That's okay. Officer name?
Alright, so this one is like, we don't need to do anything with this one. You look at it, it's just a, it's a
MCKEN.
group one violation.
Badge number 17.
But so what we're filling in is Detective Matthew Jones,
We only want to fill in the ones that we want to do something.
So we got zone.
Well, see, that's difficult for me because I feel like that will take me all day. I have to actually really, like, we have to really go through these with
Yeah.
the matrix right next to them. I can't really just look at them and be like, oh, yeah, look about right. I don't know.
Hey, John?
Yeah.
Can you resend the folder link to Sharina?
In addition,
Officer Vince?
the city
Charles. Then if it, was it an internal?
It's good.
John, does it say RRJA?
Yeah,
Okay.
What was the initial charge?
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
His gun.
That's what I'm saying, like, sometimes you look at it, you go, okay,
So we skipping that one?
Yeah.
we're-
This is a pre-disciplinary letter. That's not the letter I need, right?
departure memo.
Yeah.
We need to look at Demetrius Woods because, I think that's the nearest driver.
Charge letter and the,
This is a pre-disciplinary hearing. But we're looking for a,
Turnover alleged engaged in improper procedure and or conduct.
none of these
Because he's got
are,
9
I'm sorry,
specifications.
which one's that? I was
The reason why we want to look
Huh?
into this one is
I was
because
No,
they're
we're looking at
combining
2025
things
letters.
and doing all
So
types of stuff
John,
on page 3.
the folder that John
Yeah.
on
sent,
which one?
Right.
Because I'm looking at a memorandum.
yeah, we're starting at A. So if you change, if you sort
Yeah.
by name and then,
Let's see, it don't say disposition on it, it says
I
memory.
don't know why it says that, but this is just.
This is the disposition on it,
Yeah.
okay.
I say, so this one is, why we wouldn't want to look at this one is because this is a departure and we don't know, we then need to look at the CPRB records to see what the departure, what the actual discipline was.
should say what there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Specification.
Yeah, he felt where his camera felt his ankle, his lights were set.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah.
One.
And was that the final charge or did they?
Can you send this to me so I can send it?
Say what?
And then what was the, so it was sustained. And then, what was the discipline that was given? What happened?
Hey, I already making fucking records reports.
Ooh.
Reporters. For these Buffalo Trail records. I need to check on this. I'm not sure if that,
Is that
that's,
public record?
yeah, just forward me that,
Okay.
forward me that, and then,
They send it to Johnson.
because if they're sending to the CPC.
Letter of
General.
reconstruction placing on step 1 of the legal.
Yeah, just send me that.
Okay,
So I got
letter.
another request from, Richmond.
Alright, folks. Okay. Now we're
I
going.
never ended up talking to him. What's his name? Matthew.
Nobody really did.
But I responded to him and talked my blood.
So I kind of imagine you guys would just kind of go back and forth.
He usually good about
Then you can pull it
phone.
down.
Not overwhelmed.
Okay,
Be
so,
looking at it.
so we're done with Ash.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add with Ash.
Yes, make that new ask.
Okay, so
Badge
when did he
number
get?
622,
622? What's the
Those
date?
things.
June 2nd, 25.
Go to a specification, 1 6 days.
Rick?
He gotta work 5-day suspension.
Detective.
Internal?
That's what he got.
5-day suspension without pay. He'll just expect 1 6 days.
It's always condition the same person specifications as such, five specifications merged.
Switch
2
to,
into 7. Okay. Specifications.
They just went through the civil service.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what we need, so I want to put that one on the list. It looks like this is different from what OPS originally like wanted to do.
According to Article 28 of the collective bargaining agreement between the city,
Accept the recommendation of the civilian police.
city of Cleveland and the Cleveland Police Department previous plan agreement and schedule violation
Specifications 1, 6,
of
and 8, and
manual
I recommend
law of
5
public
days
safety,
of
civil
5
service,
working suspension.
city of
Payment for
Okay, I think that's the one. Okay, and what was Gina's rate charge?
why this is the best option. When you think about our
Interrogating and questioning.
Oh, okay.
Montel Lynn.
So that makes sense about
Question
number 7, because he's not holding to that rule, so that does eliminate that thing.
Memorandum rights, yeah.
Because there's no date on the EAC one to indicate when the form.
I think that would be impossible.
Violating general police order.
Okay.
so what's the matrix, what is the other, temporary discipline, 5 days.
What was the group charge?
I don't know. I just think for me, I think,
The one dismissal makes complete sense to me. The other one I don't necessarily understand.
I'm just like trying to identify things that we might want to just look into further to see if we want to do.
Yeah, come on, Jennifer.
We don't have any shootings or nothing.
Okay. Yeah, it's in our email.
Shit.
But we also have a whole file
I saw
on this
that
in the, there's a whole file on this in on the SharePoint under the OPS documents.
Was it Justine?
Yeah, you shot
Or did the
shot
charge?
his house up.
Where's that?
I'm gonna say discipline date.
Charge letter. Oh, there's several Williams. Okay, that's why this is confusing. Okay, so when you have this, and this is what we have, this is not disposition, right? So
Because
then,
it's just notification that they're gonna talk about it at the hearing.
so the hearing has not occurred yet?
Mhm.
Because I don't have a letter for you,
Cause they'll put the
date.
minutes on the hearing.
You're telling them what-
It's like Monday on the 25th. Oh, so they haven't created the disposition letter from that.
Yeah,
The hearing was then, okay.
cause what they'll do is they do the,
Oh, it's another letter?
Yeah, it's the next one, so it, yeah.
Okay.
They was found guilty of suspect one. And he's been issued a 1-day work suspension without pay. Corrective action is moving the person by It says because any evidence.
I knew it, the merger.
From the investigation.
Oh, this is actually.
Against the suspect report.
Here's a taser case. That's a good one.
So they took it down to.
Oh, you looking at the same one I'm reading?
A 1-day.
I got to shoot a taser.
James Williams.
I got to shoot a taser at NACO.
Oh, they changed, okay, did the charge change or just the group?
I did good.
Lakeside campus, which includes Davis
What
Aerospace,
were
It looks like the
high school
group.
students.
Okay, just the group, okay. And then it was the same, and then what was the
Oh,
discipline?
he jumped the front.
1-day work suspension without pay.
John Marshall School of Engineering.
Did they get
So
the
his hearing
right
was on
one or-
August
They
22nd, so
said
there is no
because,
letter yet.
John Marshall High
They haven't
Any
decided.
evidence of which.
How long do they have to decide?
Yeah, we'll do the-
Yeah, to the
I don't
the
think they have,
hearing.
I don't think we have any concept, they have to do
Not
this.
that has a negative impact.
That's why I have to keep it.
Okay, but here's, but this is confusing.
Because it wasn't used in court.
Yeah, because it could.
I don't understand how that
violate
makes
the
any sense.
like
If you
the person's rights.
Heinous.
Because
Donovan?
it's not gonna be recorded, like,
And because this
Right.
is
It will take them a year to decide.
poisonous fruit tree. Meaning whatever they got out of that interview can't be used because they violated his right. So I don't understand how.
It seems like circular logic. That couldn't go anywhere because of how it was. And then they're saying it can't be disciplined because it didn't go anywhere. I'm just gonna flag that. Right, okay, all right.
What is this? Can I ask you a quick question, Tom?
Yeah,
What is this? This category meaning, what's the INT?
That's internal. yeah, so then the blue is for if it's an internal investigation, and then the yellow is for if it's an OPS investigation. So really, if it's an internal, you're only doing the blue, and then if it's OPS, you're doing that first couple questions, and then you go straight to the yellow.
Okay, so right here, you have there in the first spot. I'm working on this, but right, getting your way, you working this way?
What is
No,
the
I'm
name
doing
of
it.
that tracker?
Oh, yeah, you made two.
What's the name of that tracker?
TDP.
So this, we don't know that. So as you see, the discipline hearing was scheduled for August
Right
22nd. In this case, they haven't issued discipline yet. So anytime, it looks like anytime we have these pre-disciplinary hearing
So
notices, this
as-
tells you what they'll be discussing. If we don't have
shit.
a disposition letter.
Collingwood kids moving to
Nathaniel,
Bloomfield.
yeah.
Campus International kids moving to John Hay. The STEM kids are moving to Quincy Square. They
So what they
moving
gonna do
East
to
Jackson.
campus international building?
New Tech West and Facing History moving to Road. But what about Bar? What has he done about Bar?
So they got a Hollywood in
I
the
don't know if it's.
There's only about 75 kids.
True. And that's the crazy thing. Ain't nobody in the Hollywood building, and there's only 250 kids total at Glenview right now.
Oh, so they saying which school they gonna close? Which one?
Or yeah, they gonna merge them. They merging Collinwood into Glenville. John Hay, all three schools are merging. They moving.
Oh,
Wait, what?
John Hay.
They merging the three schools that exist inside of John Hay.
Oh, okay.
But they put, and who did they say, Campus International? They moving Campus International into John Hay's building.
So that-
And
I'm
Glenview.
still getting know the area. Where
Where
are
was
they?
building
Cleveland?
Glenville.
They better.
Oh, okay, so they're.
Yeah, they can't go into Collinwood.
They're being merged.
Even though Collinwood is gigantic, they can't go into Collinwood.
Can't afford to rent it.
Okay, they can't afford to have that building open.
We ain't making much progress.
We ain't.
Let's look at the next one.
I'm brain.
Look at our school. We were supreme.
Lord have mercy.
Alright, so.
They ain't moving
what's
CSA
the
nowhere.
date?
So you all lose some teachers,
For, chairs.
They ain't said nothing about Clemson School Arts.
They might be just keeping them there.
They are keeping them as is. They can't do nothing with the CSA.
But they just built that building not too long ago. I was,
They okay. Shit, they built
Campus
that.
International.
No,
No,
CSA.
CSA.
Yeah, they built
What's the
what's
last
that
name?
school over there off 79? Ain't a kid ain't been in there. Damn, the bus now the administrative building. Over off 79.
oh, it's the
Is that
professor
Is
said.
that East Tech? Yeah.
That
That
was,
was
not East Tech, it was East High.
East High.
That was East High.
A student has not set foot in that building.
Carly?
Hell, I'd rather them just spend some money doing something like that than spending all that money on that rent downtown. We got all these buildings. Put some money to all these buildings, make a West Professional Center and call it a damn day. And you ain't got to keep wasting money. Y'all keep saying we don't got
Yeah.
it. Right. So,
I mean, we got it, but
Sorry, say that again?
not for the school. Let me shut up on this here camera. That nigga
Internal
got
investigation?
I'm not done. I'm not focused. I need a coffee.
So the way you should know it, if it's an OPS investigation, it should say you in one, instead of a pre-disciplinary hearing. So if it says pre-disciplinary hearing, that will
Are you
be
watching the board meeting?
internal. If it says,
Y'all need to be watching the board meeting, okay? They're gonna merge all the
I don't either.
This will be.
all the Hollywood fellas are coming in.
Charges will be this.
Okay, what were you saying? I need to reach out to
Okay,
anyone.
so y'all need to go and watch the board meeting. They ain't going to. do it. That's
oh
what
yeah,
they're
you're right.
doing
It is.
you good, you told me that shit. For the
Oh wait, this is good. This is good. This is like,
Do it, and I'm like,
I mean,
basically,
Oh, you
he had
started
to
saying-
do
Go ahead and watch.
So why don't you go to
I'm
Mark?
actually meeting. I want to make sure you
report to us.
Right.
And that's all we need to do. That's really all we have to do.
What's it on?
CMSD YouTube channel.
Cleveland,
So you said
Cleveland
it's
School
pre-disciplinary,
District
then
YouTube
it's
channel.
that, so that means the
So
hearing was shut
really,
down.
they do most of the work because they gotta get the
We don't
officers
have
on.
to.
They'll
No,
tell you
because
what
I'm
day
looking at the
will
other
work for
one, so
them.
you said if it's.
And
Yeah, the
you just have to put in
pre-disciplinary
the day that
is
works
the
for
first
commission
step.
and them.
for all of us.
Yeah.
So I need to.
Yeah,
But
because I
we
think
use,
that
but
if
we
it's
kind
a
of have to
pre-disciplinary,
like, like we would
Yeah.
say Wednesday,
I think there
Cindy,
wouldn't be a
when
pre-disciplinary
we,
hearing.
you know,
Okay.
Mondays.
month, yeah.
Well, if it is.
But once
No.
you just like reach out to them and get them going on it, they'll do most of the work. Because in the end, they have to do the presentations.
Mhm.
They have to get their schedules together to get the commanders and
Sorry.
the people
Benito.
there. Most of the work is somebody.
Benito.
Yeah.
Initiate.
She's doing that one.
Chandra.
Of course.
Sean,
Yep,
And I need to do it
Sean.
for the end of the year.
Chandra, sorry, well, yeah,
yeah,
we'll
you
do
can do it before.
for example, we're reading these, you want us to do what? I'm looking at, for example, we have one, Mike and Wiz. No, this is what you want. What you want.
You're gonna read the information that John needs, so that John can just enter it and then go to the next one.
So he needs this, right? Oh, this is not
So
attachment.
if it's.
So he would need,
Michael Williams, officer
Violations, while
number
putting the same
989.
line of initial charge.
Okay, the first
oh
time,
wait, the date
what's the
of the,
date of discipline?
Yeah, I just do, if there's multiple, I just do.
September 2nd.
Okay, Parker, what?
September
date is
2nd,
that one?
2025?
The incident was in March, May 15th, letter, the date of the letter is September 2nd.
Badge number?
What's the officer's name?
985.
Michael Williams, Detective Michael Williams, badge number 989.
Patrolman,
You said 989?
Right.
administrator.
And traffic safety analysis
What was the
panel,
type of charge?
he damaged the police vehicle,
Improper procedure and.
and they issued him a
What was the
non-disciplinary
conduct?
letter of restriction.
You said he was, what was his rank?
He's a detective. And they issued him a non-disciplinary letter of re-instruction.
What was his, was that an OPS investigation or was it,
Let's see, this
Sick
is
of you?
a, what'd you say?
That's probably a group one.
Yes.
It says traffic safety analysis panel.
Was it sustained?
Yeah, it was an investigation by the TSAP.
Yeah, TSAP. It's an internal department.
I feel like I'm supposed to say.
So I think that means there's a lot of.
But I just happen to see what it says, no discipline, so. I don't know if he did it,
Yeah, based on the program I am issuing you.
All right, so the next thing we need is, what was he charged with?
Reconstruction. In your step one.
he ran into a car. He damaged the police vehicle on May 15th, 2020.
Now we go to,
They said it was a preventable accident.
now we go to
Was
state.
that a group 1, 2, or 3?
It says no discipline,
No, this,
no discipline.
Andre.
it says a preventable,
Wait, you told me-
he said it was his first
Yeah,
preventable
so you
accident.
didn't get that
You
one.
looking at,
I'm saying, I'm asking like the specifications, they
I'm not
specify
sure.
like a group
No,
1.
They don't.
No, not in this.
so what it says,
Okay,
is
what's his name?
your
They
first
lost-
preventable
they lost.
accident. Determined that the crash was preventable because this is your first preventable accident. I am issuing you a non-disciplinary letter of re-instruction. Please review the manual rules and ensure that you follow them verbatim.
9300? Why are some of them so small? Some of them so
And
big?
When
think that
you
is
toggle,
I want
I'm
to
trying
do
to
one
toggle,
thing.
every time I toggle, it's like, what I'm
James
doing.
Williams already?
This is crazy.
Wait, really?
Yes.
You did
it's
James
so
Williams
good.
already?
What,
I believe that is.
1021?
That's what he did.
this is a pre, there is no
Okay, that was.
disposition
okay.
yet.
James, no, Rachel Williams, that's all the high schools that closed.
Oh, you said a group one?
So what's this right here? So this is Rachel Williams, I know you did that, Rochelle Williams. You did that one.
Emo said that Budget and Grants meets the third Monday of every month.
Third Monday, okay.
Pre-disciplinary hearing. This is also a pre-disciplinary hearing.
She's a dispatcher. She was always scared, she was late for work.
Man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Look, I don't have anything to do with this.
A use of force incident.
Okay, it's pre-disciplinary schedule, does that mean they haven't done it yet?
Yes.
Group one?
Or even if they have done it, so the date will be in here. So like this one,
So now
but
we
they
go
haven't, given a disposition letter yet. They haven't issued this.
Is that one was a letter of re-instruction or was it a reprimand?
It was a
Letter of
very-
re-instruction.
Why are they two churches?
You know what?
Okay, so then that's,
March 1 to 11, 10, 25?
I'm gonna tell you what this is.
listen,
I didn't
You-
think I should do the same thing.
listen, he was like, if you didn't let it out, or we have to, whatever, they were like, what you gonna do? I was like,
Have you met the new mayor?
I know it's hard.
He's gonna make New York affordable.
Okay, I think it's all I can say.
Somebody said something about 1 million people said they was gonna move. And then somebody else said he solved the housing crisis in New York in one day.
Way fast.
They said people gonna move out of New York City because he got elected. Ta-da! The housing crisis solved.
I was thinking about moving to New York anyway.
My husband wants to live in New
I
York.
told myself that whenever I was done, I was trying to.
My husband wants to live in New York, and I have no idea why. No, I love New York City. Don't get me wrong. I love to visit. I don't know if I would love to live.
Oh, are you doing that one?
And we got this little.
I hate New York.
I love New York.
I mean, I don't hate it.
But you
I
can't.
would hate to live.
But you can't have a little. in
Sorry,
I don't know how
LA is
people-
so much better.
LA.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, that's the place I hate.
Yeah, nah.
I
Only
love
fakeness of LA.
LA.
Oh, I cannot stand LA.
So John, we quitting? We quitting?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go.
All right, we quitting tonight.
But no, we're not quitting. I just
Slam's laptop shut till next week.
I literally have not stopped meeting since 7 o'clock this morning.
You really want to know what's going on in these schools? I don't blame you.
That's not great.
It's been almost 3 hours.
All right.
Yeah.
If I can't find
Cody
it,
was coming up to say hi, I think, but
Listen, we can keep working on them though. We don't have to sit down. So we can just, I think.
I was gonna say the thing is, it's not like we can't access this at home. If we
everybody
each do
do
like
one a
20 of
day,
them.
1 or 2 a day, that's like, that'll add up to all
About
of
having truck
So I
problem.
think now we
'Cause
can
I
go
found them one
You
day,
doing
and the
that
next day I can't find it.
I'll show you how to
Juanita.
flag the email that John sent. So you can
I'll pay
always.
that stuff on, I'll pay that stuff on top of my head.
There's two, some of
Yep.
these.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna find it.
Put it on top of you.
Just click the little pins.
Yep.
And then when you pull up your email, those emails can already stop.
At the end, I'm gonna put it back up.
I was gonna say, pull it back up and I'll do it right now.
I gotta get going, Chandra.
We're turning into pumpkins.
But what I can do, I can commit to like, you know, at a certain point every day, I can at least just do one.
Sure.
And like I could just keep it. And then
That's what I was
eventually-
thinking, like, every day.
yeah, like don't overwhelm yourself. Just take like 5 minutes, I'll do one and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And if everybody does that, it'll get done.
How many is going on this?
Real fast.
Okay. That's
I
it.
think everybody has, now everyone now has access to the folder
Whoa.
and the database.
Send me the database again.
What they doing to these elementary schools.
Yeah, that's the next, that's the
I
next.
talked to one of the board members like in July, and he was like, "Yeah, it's either gonna be Collinsville or Glenville," and I'm like,
It's gonna be problem.
Wait, what happened?
"It's gonna be."
They're merging all the schools. Like Collinwood is merging into Glenville. Campus International is shutting down, merging into John Hay.
How do you feel about that?
How those
I don't
parents.
know.
Is your school being merged?
Yeah, their kids are merging to our school.
With who?
Campus International.
That's a school down on Payne.
Which
Yeah.
that'll be a
Yeah, that's
peaceful
the one.
merger.
Those won't be
Yeah.
bad, it's
Yeah.
those high schools,
The crazy
Glenville
thing
and
is-
Collinwood and Kennedy and John Adams.
They're
Yeah,
gonna be like,
yeah.
Oh, because they're merging.
John
all the
Adams
schools.
going.
They don't have nowhere to go.
They don't have no.
Where's John Adams going? Is it Kennedy?
They didn't mention them. I think they're gonna say where they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're
So
gonna.
all
only
brand new,
Collinwood
right?
and Glenville?
For sure, language. If you
Charles
Say it again. What's the language?
They're closing
The
down
language that you should
Hannah
see
Gibbons,
is you
Euclid
should
Park,
see,
Steffi
they
Tubbs
should
Jones,
talk about their
Mary
being
Bethune,
here.
Mary Martin,
Like on this day.
I taught Mary Bethune, I
Alfred
taught that.
Bennett,
Other schools I
Bolton.
taught that.
Charles Dickens,
It should
L.A.
talk about the kids
Stevenson,
being here, and instead of it
Miles
saying that
Park,
you had a freedom of
Miles,
hearing,
Yeah.
it should say
Mal,
that there
Mary
was
Church
a-
Terrell, Waverly,
I taught there.
Look at that
Louisa May
teacher.
Alcott, Charles Mooney,
She
Jolly
crazy.
I like
Good
your
Village.
Bluey.
She was so like
Oh.
laser focused on you. She saw the
Who
thing
was
like,
that?
oh.
It's still open.
Look at that.
That's not on the
Bluey.
list.
What's Bluey's friend's name?
That's that right
You still up?
So the final charge.
Yeah.
You put in the final charge. You remember my
So
name?
for most of them,
What is
the
it?
charge
Hey,
should be-
Rana.
So the final
How you
charge
doing? Have a hug.
in there.
Ah, you
they
sound
change
so
it.
sweet. Ah, you doing okay?
You there? It was so good to see that. Great love.
Just click on that.
So you're not putting like the actual
Not
hit
here.
days
It's
or
okay.
anything like that. You're just saying you can change it.
If we have.
Have you learned any new words, Larry?
there. Where is that?
All of the words.
Tell me a new word.
This is your
Where
email.
it says decisions.
So as soon as you go to your inbox, it'll be the very first thing in your inbox. It'll always be right there.
It'll be
And
blue.
you can always click on it, and then there's the disposition.
Ah,
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, babe.
All right, we got it, man.
Hey, baby.
Now tomorrow, you know I won't remember nothing.
Thank you, sister. All right, so I really gotta get going. I'm gonna try my hardest. If I don't start this letter tonight, I'll start.
Come on, mama.
Okay.
Oh.
Do we have the previous letter? Oh my goodness.
Say hello, City of Cleveland.
All right, I know how to get it now.
Can you say hello?
They slop
Are we online still?
Well, he wants like. Are you guys done? Do you want me to end the stream?
Are we gonna adjourn
Yeah,
this
you're
meeting?
Oh, let me.
Do we need to adjourn, Chairman?
This meeting is adjourned.
Adjourned.
My bad.
Okay, so it's in the.
Here, baby.
Yeah.
So I always just gotta hit